Hello, I'm Noon. Come in. Welcome to Heal the Tree Fall, and this is the craft and creating room at Heal the Tree Fall. And I had quite a few questions about Towerbusters, what to do with them, how exactly does it work, all that sort of thing. So I thought I'd pop a quick video on for a little bit of an FAQ, frequently asked questions. So what are Towerbusters? What do they do? So this is a Towerbuster, and so is this. Okay, they're kind of like a hockey puck size, and they have metal shavings inside, and they're covered in epoxy resin, and they have in mine I have a tiny little quartz crystal in the top part, and I also have you won't see it on the black one, but you will see it on this one. It's normally one piece of shungite. This is a practice piece that I wanted to see what happened, what sort of effect it had if you put more shungite in it. So yeah, that's basically what they are. They go that way up, so that's where you have this area here is the smallest area should go to the top, and the largest area should be at the bottom. So that's how it goes. And it's like, maybe a little bit sharp on the bottom. You can sand that down if you want to. I don't get the time to do that, and I do them purely for functionality. So it's entirely up to you. If you have children that are around, then yeah, it might be an idea to either have them in places where they can't get hold of them. They're not toys. They are just there for function. So where do you put them? You can sand those bits down if you have got children round about, but if they're not going to be near them, or it's just on the floor and it just becomes part and parcel of the room, don't worry about it too much. But you'll feel it yourself. Once you get them through, you'll feel it, all these different bits on it, and then you can make your own mind up on it. So where do you put them? Well, the first place is to put one on your fuse box in your house. So go over your house first. And most people have 4 in their house. You can have more, there's nothing to say that you can't. But put it on your fuse box, and I normally put mine on the tops of fuse boxes. So it goes right at the top. And how does it work? Well, basically, we have harmful energies around us all the time. We don't realise that they're harmful to us. And what these do is they pull in the negative energies. So the negative energy comes into it. And then through a thing called piezoelectric effect, so it bounces it around inside there, okay? And then it releases it as a positive energy. So it becomes negative, bounces around, and then goes positive. And it works very, very subtly. So, I put these on the fuse box because that's the first place is electricity come into your house. The second place I would say is your broadband router. Pop one in front of it, the broadband router, probably about that far away. Not a huge, massive amount, but about that far away, and it'll work fine. And I'll tell you about, when I show you my pyramid, I'll tell you what happened to me with that one. Extenders, if you have Wi-Fi extenders, you use them in front of the Wi-Fi extenders, normally below them, so they'll pull everything in if you want. And then microwaves are the other one. They're big ones, and you just pop one of these on top of your microwave. Don't pop it in the microwave, please don't do that, that's really dangerous. And pop it on top of the microwave, just leave it there, that's it, just leave it there and it'll do its job, no bother. If you've got through say 4 and you've already placed 3 around and you've then got 1 spare, then what I always advise people to do is to make your house into kind of like a diamond. So it doesn't have to be a perfect diamond, just make it roughly a diamond. If you do put one in your bedroom, then try and make sure that the Towerbuster is beneath where you lie. So imagine that's your bed and you're lying on top of it, the Towerbuster should be underneath there. And the reason being is what we've found is people don't get a particularly good night's sleep, but if it's underneath them, they do. Because we're electromagnetic, so this helps that. Okay, so that's the inside of the house. The outside of the house, if you've decided to go for more, then you go to the outside of your house, and normally I advise people, if they've got a garden, to get 4 more, which is normally in total for a house 8, and put 2 at the points of the house, so the corners of the garden that are furthest away from the house. So that's normally where it's going onto the pavement or road or whatever. Just dig a little hole. It doesn't have to be particularly deep. You can even pop it in that way. It doesn't have to be that way up. It's helpful if it is, but it will sort itself out, and it can go in that way, and it still works absolutely fine because we do it for masts and things, and they're working perfectly. So you do them at the 2 furthest points in your front garden and the 2 furthest points in your back garden, and that then creates that nice bubble. Basically, it's like kind of like a grid, but without it being a cage. It's a lovely grid that's nice and soft, very subtle, and it changes how things grow as well, because we've seen changes in the garden, and it really helps some things grow. I have a yucca plant that is only supposed to flower once every 10 years, and bear in mind I'm in Scotland, which is not overly warm here, and I've had 4 flower stalks in 1 year. So it does change things. Not only that, but our vegetable garden has done incredibly well, you know, and just about everything has flourished. There's a few things that haven't, but there'll be a reason for that. But really, this is down in the garden, and we have it in different places all over the place. The other place that you can put them is into your car. So you can have one in the glove compartment and one in the boot. And when you do that, you become a mobile orgone generator, which is fantastic. That's what we want, because what it happens is it takes in the negative energy to transmute it, then transfigure that energy, and then transforms it, and then releases that as a positive energy out. So, you know, I've had it before where lots of cars parked up. I was one of the first ones there. Every car got a parking ticket and I didn't. I wonder why. And that was the only difference, really. That was the only difference. There wasn't any different in the parking space or anything like that. I just didn't get a parking ticket. I'm not saying that is, you know, don't rely on that, but that's one of the things that I did notice has happened. Now, you can get them in different ways. I don't make these. There is a thing called an HHG, which is a holy hand grenade. It's a term that was coined from Monty Python, and in reference to the holy hand grenade of Antioch. For any of you Monty Python fans out there, and people make them as well. I don't, because it takes an awful lot of resin and quite a bit to make them. I am looking at making some just for around here, because I find that the Towerbusters, and you can put more Towerbusters in, there's no limit to how many Towerbusters you can have. But yeah, you can go online and you'll find people who make HHGs. The other thing that you can find, and this is, again, I don't make these, but this is one of the first ones that I ever got whenever I was looking into orgone generators, how they worked, is a pyramid. And mine's is, I absolutely love mine, because whenever I first got it, and you can have a look at the bottom as well, there's 4 crystal quartzes going in there into a spiral ring. So and the metal shavings are there, and you can see right at the top there's a double terminated quartz crystal in there with a spiral of copper wire round about it. Now, you wouldn't think it would do very much. It's very pretty, you know, and it is really pretty if you want to have something pretty in your house that's functional as well. And it was, I was suffering from nausea and migraines, and the broadband router was right behind my shoulder where I sat on the couch. And I happened to look at it one day and I thought, I wonder if I move that to in front of the router. So I did, I moved it. And lo and behold, within 20 minutes, my migraines went away. I stopped feeling nauseous, and my health got a lot better. And over time, with I'm not saying that it's just down to Towerbusters, because I've been doing different things as well, but these guys certainly do help, and they do, you know, they do work on a very, very subtle way. So you can go online and find people who do these. Go with one that resonates with you. You know, it has to be, they're looking at a 50, what the ratio is 50% epoxy resin to 50% metal shavings. The crystals are an added bonus, basically. But I prefer mine with crystals because I find that they work far better. The other thing that you can also get is that you can get pendants as well. And I think you can see that, yeah. And that's got selenite in it, and I get mine from Tess and Sam on Etsy. I think it's called Orgone Chi. I think they have that as their business name on Etsy. They're based in Cheshire in the UK, and the reason why I like this one is because it's very light. I don't like things being heavy round about my neck. So this is really, really good. I mean, I don't know what you can see on the back of there. You can see the selenite in there. And I just find it really, really helps me. You know, I don't notice it when it's on, but I notice it if I don't have it on. And I notice that I'm not feeling particularly well. And then the first thing I do is go, I haven't got it, you know, and I put it back on again. But it's not a fear-based thing. It's just purely that it helps. You know, it's a support and it helps. And it does a really, really good job. So, any other, I think that covers everything. Oh, if you're putting them into the ground, don't worry about if somebody comes along. If you are gifting to masts, because I know some people buy my Towerbusters to gift them to masts and places like that, mobile phone masts and electricity pylons, that sort of stuff. Don't worry if somebody comes across them and goes, well, what's that? And chucks it into a skip and it goes off to landfill. It will still be doing its job in landfill. So basically, they've done you a favour. They've made it spread further and go further than you would have done. So don't worry about that at all. I put them next to telecoms boxes. I've put them down the back, you know, between the telecom box and the wall, you know, because they're normally up against the wall. And I've also put them into signposts, you know, where you get the road signs, and they're on a pole. They often don't put the cap on the top, so I go with a step ladder and I go at the top and I pop a Towerbuster just because they fit perfectly into them, and just pop one into it, and that goes all the way down to the bottom. Doesn't get seen for years and years and years, doing its job, absolutely fantastic. There are other different ways. There's pipes that you can make into orgone generators, which is fine. That's if you want to go down that road, you want to make your own, absolutely go for it. The reason why mine's are £8 each is because that includes the postage packaging. I don't make any money from this whatsoever. Any excess that I do get in, what I do is I make more Towerbusters and I gift them to waterways and electricity pylons and mobile phone masts and a whole load of other things as well. And I just bury them into the ground, you know, and we kind of, my mum likes coming with me to do it because she loves the fact that she's doing good without anybody knowing about it. So that's the thing, we keep it secret. So yeah, that's basically it. Any other questions that you have that I might not have covered, don't hesitate to ask, not a problem. I hope you have many bright, blessed days. You'll find that the weather will change around your house. Normally what it does is eventually it will punch a hole through what are called HAARP clouds, HAARP, for those of you who have never come across HAARP. HAARP have been on the go for a long time. And basically we're mucking about with our weather. So what the orgone generators do is they punch a hole in it. And I've seen it round about my area and where we've put it. And it's absolutely fantastic how it works. If you find that you're still getting those HAARP clouds coming over, it's not just any sort of cloud, it's you can tell a HAARP cloud because it has quite a lot of chemicals in it from the chemtrails. But you can have a look into that. If you go to geoengineeringwatch.org, that's all one word, geoengineeringwatch.org. There's Dane Wellington on there. He has loads of information, really, really good information. RF Info is another one that has lots of information and stuff to do with microwaves and radio waves and things like that. So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful life, because you've got them for life now and they will continue to work. They don't dissipate or anything like that. And yeah, just enjoy it and enjoy where you're going to put them, and just pay attention to your own body and how you feel subtly in different ways. Your energy feels, you know, and just note it. Just note how that feels for you. And if it doesn't feel quite right, or you feel as though you're still, you know, under attack from something, because that's what it feels like, is a bit of an attack when it's like microwaves and broadband and things like that. Just try and pinpoint where have you put it. Try putting it a little bit lower, a little bit higher. And like I said, if you're in the bedroom, make sure that it's underneath so that you get a good night's sleep below where you're actually sleeping. So I try not to put mine in the bedroom if I can help it, because I prefer having that as I do everything round about the house and I leave the bedroom free then. But we don't have mobile phones in the bedroom or anything like that anyway, so that's quite handy. So thank you very much, and I hope you have a wonderful day and enjoy your Towerbusters for the rest of your life. And like I said, if you want to know any more, just get in touch and we'll speak soon. Bye.